Please be seated. Friends, families, parents, students, faculty, members of the Board of Trustees, and members of the graduating class of 2019. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 22nd Commencement of Vermont Commons School. During this ceremony, it is our tradition to honor student achievement in the intellectual and creative disciplines. Community members who have made great contributions to the school or the world, and especially the effort and achievement of our senior class. I would like to introduce our head of school, Dexter Mahaffey, who will read the invocation.
The invocation for our seniors upon their graduation comes from Rabindranath Tagore. I thought that my voyage had come to its end at the last limit of my power, that the path before me was closed, that provisions were exhausted, and the time come to take shelter in a silent obscurity. But I find that will knows no end in me, and when old words die out on the tongue, new melodies break forth from the heart. And where the old tracks are lost, new country is revealed with its wonders. At commencement, we take time to honor the hard work and success of our 8th graders in completing middle school. In the same spirit that we present walking sticks to our graduates to send them on their journey, we welcome 8th graders to high school by presenting them with compasses as symbols of the knowledge now to come that will help them find their way. With the assistance of Dean of Students Heather Moore, the graduating class of 2019 will now present our 8th graders with their compasses. Please come up when I call your name. Will Eloise present a compass to Phoebe Spence? Will Alexis present a compass to Sophie Richardson Shepard? Will Abby present a compass to Aiden Hall? Will Oliver present a compass to Asher Schoenfeld? Will Matt present a compass to Charlie Melamede? Will Fiona present a compass to Cecily Spence? Will Aidan Daniels present a compass to Emmett Klein Lucy? Will Cameron present a compass to Eliza Willoughby? Will Max present a compass to Ian Mahaffey? Will Savy present a compass to Kayla Stern? Will Caleb Oliveira present a compass to Zachary Bushy? Will Macklin present a compass to Anjay Mittal Skiff? Will Mari present a compass to Charlotte Dodds? Will Rosalia present a compass to Anouk von Bernowitz? Will Zach Hines present a compass to Guinevere Wilson? I believe Guinevere is not here, so if we can all just send her thoughts of congratulations right now. Will Caleb Morehouse present a compass to Michaela Clark? And lastly, will Jasper present a compass to Rosalie Koznitsky? Thank you. Congratulations, 8th graders. You made it. You finished middle school. Fantastic. Woo! That's a big step. At commencement, we award seniors bronze, silver, and golden turtles according to years of attendance. A golden turtle for students who have spent 6 years with us at Vermont Common School, because this year's senior class, there was no 6th grade, so they couldn't do 7 yet, so coming soon to a school near you. A silver turtle for 4 years with us, and a bronze turtle for 3 or fewer years. The 6th graders will now, the 5th and 6th graders will now present the seniors with their turtles. Please come up when I call your name. Will Evie Ryder present the golden turtle to Savy Birgit Foster? Will Kai Schultz present the golden turtle to Aiden Daniels? Will Kinda Kuti present the golden turtle to Matt Furch? Will Lucy Sorkin present the golden turtle to Jasper Goldman? Will Gabe Taylor present the silver turtle to Eloise Guyette? Will Evie Ryder present the silver turtle to Rosalia Hearthstone? Will Silas Cohen present the golden turtle to Zach Hines? Will Eli Quickle present the silver turtle to Oliver Jagger? Will Gabe Taylor present the silver turtle to Macklin Lansbury? Will Bridge Rawal present the bronze turtle to Abigail Lizotte? Will Cade Young present the silver turtle to Alexis Marnellos? Will Kai Mahaffey present the golden turtle to Caleb Morehouse? Will Sarah Rawal present the golden turtle to Fiona Oldham? Will Sebastian D'Angelo present the silver turtle to Caleb Olvera? Will Jack Foley present the silver turtle to Max Parado? Will Silas Cohen present the bronze turtle to Mari Rosenbluth? And will Eli Quickle present the silver turtle to Cameron Roy? Each year, the Founders Alumni Award is awarded to a former Vermont Common School graduate who has embodied the school's mission in his or her life's work. This year, the dedication of the Founders Award is read by Jasmine Walker and given by founder and former head of school, Dr. Robert Skiff.
The Founders Award is given each year to an alum who is living the mission of the school in their life. This year's winner, Ian Hollier, is doing just that. When he was at VCS, Ian was a budding scientist, winning the Science Department Award twice and completing the third ever Naturalist Certificate, working with the Agency of Natural Resources on stream erosion. After graduating from Carleton College and winning the national championship for Ultimate Frisbee, he went on to work in a cellular biology lab at Harvard Medical School, getting published in several academic journals describing how motor proteins are important for helping cells recover from stress. He is currently in his final year of medical school at Northwestern University, applying his cellular study to transplant patients, specifically those with compromised immune systems. His original research around kidney transplants was recently published in the Journal of Transplant Infectious Disease. Beyond medical school, he plans to pursue a career in pediatric orthopedic surgery with a focus on treating bone deformities for children with cerebral palsy. Ian is an excellent example of what is possible when we put our scientific study to work, making the lives of people around us better. We are thrilled to honor Ian Hollier with the 2019 Founders Award. His father, Jan, is here today with us to accept the award on his behalf because Jan is in Chicago. We have a few words of his to share. So Ian shared some words that he sent along with his father. Would you like to read them, or would you like me to?
Oh, man. I'm trying to pass it off on Mark.
I'm happy to read it if you'd prefer.
Oh, I'll try.
All right.
I'll try. Thank you, Jasmine. This is from Ian. Thank you to the faculty, staff, both past and present, for giving me this honor. To the current students, we may not know each other, but we share an experience of this school. I think as you reach out into the world, you will realize that VCS is a very special place. A decade ago, I stood in your shoes. From world history with Mark to biology with Pete, at VCS I learned that success was in the way I applied myself, not in the results. That if I had tried my best, I would never live with regret. That mistakes and failures should not be feared, but welcomed, as they made me grow the most. Trudging 8 miles through feet of snow on an encounter week, I learned that being scared and nervous about what lay ahead often meant that it was worth doing. To the class of 2019, as you go into the world, you are more prepared than you know, and I wish you luck in your great adventure as it is just beginning. Thank you, Ian Hollier. Thanks.
Yep, that's it. Thank you.
Each year, the George and Pamela Starbuck Award is awarded to a current student who has made outstanding contributions to Vermont Common School. This year, the dedication of the Starbuck Award is read by Dean of Students Heather Moore, and the award is presented by Mike and Sue Starbuck on behalf of the Starbuck family, and we're thrilled to have Mike and Sue with us here today. Thank you so much, and our best wishes to your mom. A little back and forth with her today. We're very sorry she couldn't be with us today, but we wish her well. And thank you for joining. If you'll come and join us up here, Heather.
Matt Furch came to us with a great deal of character and drive. Over the years, the VCS soil helped him to grow into the kind and caring human being that he is today. He took advantage of every opportunity offered by the community, and then when he could not find another, he looked around and started giving back. I'd say his giving back was so intense, it bordered on aggressive. He exemplified, personified the phrase, "What more can I do?" I once heard him telling Catherine that there must be something else he could help with, and could she please think about it and then get back to him? Whether it was biking around Lake Champlain as a leader for the 4th year in a row, encouraging younger students to be involved in Student Senate or cross country or NHS, he is an excellent role model. I decided to buy him a financial calculator as his gift. I imagine he will make millions and millions in his career as a businessman and continue to make the world a better place with these riches.
At this time, we confer departmental awards in recognition of exceptional performance by any student from across the grades in each of our academic disciplines. Ben Patrick will now present the award on behalf of the Fine Arts Department. Ben.
Categorically speaking, there's nothing new about the recipient of the 2019 Art Award. She's attuned to every RenWeb and Google Calendar. She often asks for honors work, even when the work is not offered. Her mature commitment continues in studies before class, during class, and after class. She is beloved by the faculty. We trust her with our children. And she is punctual for times that are not designated for punctuality. All this is not unusual of our students. They are often in our classrooms, laboratories, and studios while we are not there, and continuously asked to be sharpened on every whetstone of the honors, extra assignment, and leadership offerings. Categorically speaking, what is different about the recipient of the 2019 Art Award is how the artist understands the technical and conceptual aspects of creativity in perfect symbiosis. She creates metaphors with one hand holding a void and the other holding a tempest. This can be observed in all of her drawings and paintings in her portfolio, or in the way the sewing needle hangs from the jeans she wears for designs that she embroiders into her jeans during class. She visualizes language with a new wave of syntax. The currency of language moves beyond the category of prescribed honors and into the triumph of being awarded the Vermont Common School Departmental Arts Award. Congratulations, Catherine Krall, on receiving this year's Vermont Common School Department Arts Award.
Peter Goff will now present the award on behalf of the Science Department.
Last year, when Benjamin Poulin won the Science Award, he established a high standard of performance inside and outside the science classroom. So in choosing this year's Science Award winner, we were seeking an individual whose enthusiasm for science and technology compels them to independently broaden their knowledge and skills across multiple technical disciplines. This year's winner pursued contract honors in 2 different science disciplines. In contract honors evolutionary biology, he tackled the infamous Gibbon Genome Project with a combination of statistics and combinatorial math, teaching himself the coding systems necessary to solve the problem. In physics, he got so tired of hearing Mark tell everyone to ignore the air resistance because it would make the math too complicated, that he created a website that allowed users to calculate the true behavior of falling skydivers, taking drag forces into account. Once again, his remarkable individual skills are equaled only by his willingness to collaborate with anyone, anytime. Having Benjamin in class feels like having a graduate student assistant at times. Benjamin was also an essential member of the VCS student team that competed in the UVM Aiken Engineering Challenge for the first time in recent memory. Congratulations, once again, Benjamin Poulin. Next up, we have Christy with the LA Award.
One of the delights of teaching English is when you can tell that a student has begun to take a personal interest in a work of literature and is seeing how it fits into a historical context. Reading this student's honors essay on Paul Laurence Dunbar's poem, We Wear the Mask, was one of those moments for me this year. She delved into the psychological research on the generational trauma that systemic racism has wrought, and through a close reading, demonstrated how it manifests itself in Dunbar's words. She approaches each of the texts she studies with an eagerness to make connections with the real world, whether it is Marvin Gaye's Mercy, Mercy Me, the Netflix rom-com The Kissing Booth, or Tim O'Brien's The Things They Carried. This student attended the Breadloaf Young Writers Conference and will attend a writing program at the Putney School this summer. She was also instrumental in revitalizing our literary magazine, Uncommon, this year. For her devotion to her scholarship and creative writing, both her own and that of others, we would like to honor Helena Raddick with the Award for Excellence in English. And I get two this year. I could describe the co-winner of this year's English Department Award in many words, but one of the first to come to mind is generous. Whether it is sharing his writing, insights, questions, or feedback, Finn Verdonk gives his all. One example of Finn's generosity came at the end of our playwriting workshop. After several hours, energy was waning. Finn's, however, was not. He gave as many constructive critiques on the last play as he had on the first, and did so in his specific and thoughtful way. Finn's own writing is beautiful and surprising, from his Julia Alvarez imitation poem, woven through with Spanish words, to the short story in which he invoked the voices of Penelope's 12 doomed maids. Upon receipt of the Nobel Prize, Toni Morrison stated that she will leave the hall with a new and much more delightful haunting than the one I felt upon entering. That is the company of writers yet to come. Those who, even as I speak, are mining, sifting, and polishing languages for illuminations none of us has dreamed of. Finn, you are one of those writers, and I cannot wait to see the illuminations you bring to the world. Mark Klein-Lucy will now present the award on behalf of the Social Studies Department.
Sorry. Thank you. From the many talented students who grace our classrooms, the Social Studies Department never finds it easy to choose just one for this award. Some students excel at our discipline through hard work, some through thoughtful insight, some through an earnest desire to understand the world better. The student we honor today embodies all of these traits. There are few students I have known in my years at Vermont Common School who possess such a deep fascination with history, language, and culture. I look forward to after-class opportunities to continue philosophical or political discussions with this student, and I always feel like I'm engaging with another adult. In fact, I often look to her during class to confirm that I am getting my history details correct, and at times I'm not. She is well into the work of becoming only the second Vermont Common School student to earn the Global Citizen Certificate of Achievement as she studies the connections between language and global independence movements. This summer, in fact, right now, she'll be diving even deeper into her love of languages and cultures, living and studying in Germany. And this student is not here right now because she is, in fact, currently in Germany studying the language and culture, which it really exemplifies everything what her passions are. And since that student is not here, I would like to ask the sister of Sophie Dodds, I would like to ask Charlotte Dodds if she'd be willing to come up and accept the award on behalf of her sister, Sophie Dodds. Thank you very much.
The math department is thrilled to honor Bevan Rutter with the Math Award as her inquiry, curiosity, and perseverance in problem solving exemplify a true love of mathematics and desire to discover, not just reproduce, mathematical patterns. In the classroom during the fall semester, Bevan succeeded in discovering how to factor y cubed plus 8. Which as a sum of perfect cubes is very challenging to factor by hand since the result is a trinomial multiplied by a binomial. Many exceptional math students would have given up after a few attempts and looked up the formula. But Bevan showed incredible critical thinking and persevered, learning from each failed attempt until she discovered a concept not typically introduced until pre-calculus. She's a 9th grader. It is with this same dedication and constructivist mindset that she tackled numerous extension problems throughout the year and began to study logarithms on her own outside of math class. Recently, on Encounter Week, while biking through Jacques National Park, Bevan asked Kat to, quote, "Tell me about imaginary numbers." They proceeded to have a discussion in which she discovered the core concepts of imaginary numbers and their patterns by thoughtfully pondering questions and considering patterns, alongside a beautiful rushing river and mountains.
Ben Wong will now present the Chinese Award on behalf of the World Languages Department.
The winner of this year's World Languages Award for Chinese is a shining ambassador for Chinese language study. He speaks a ton of Chinese in and out of class, gaining a high level of speaking fluency and making it cool for everyone to use Chinese in the halls, in the lunchroom, anywhere and anytime. His deep interest for Chinese culture, language, history, and politics comes through in his sharing of experiences in class and his consistently thoughtful questions. His positive and bubbly effect in class is contagious, and he ups the energy every time he is in the classroom. This year's Chinese 4-5 class created a movie together under his leadership as director, and it was shown at morning meeting to much laughter and applause. The fact that no student or groups of students chose to work separately is a testament to his ability to make everyone feel included, his organizing capabilities, as well as his zany sense of humor and creativity. We will be missing never-ending conversations about McDonald's and Chinese since he is graduating this year. I present to you the incomparable Zach Hines. Adriana Comtois will now present the Spanish Award on behalf of the World Languages Department.
It is impressive to see the mastery of the language in this student. It is more impressive when you know that this person has come this far only after 2 years in a Spanish class. It has not always been easy with a job, basketball season, and other extracurriculars, but everyone knows that this teenager embodies the word determination. Her work ethic is equally striking, holding herself to very high standards. An example of this was a music project done to perfection, not only memorizing the lyrics and singing her part in Spanish, but also arranging her classmates' vocals and syncing with another video. The final product was outstanding. Only a student who is driven by passion could have put so much time and energy into a project of this level of complexity. Many students will help a classmate if asked, but this person offers her guidance beforehand and does it with the same thoughtfulness and seriousness as a teacher might. She understands that when it comes to learning in our classrooms, no person should be left behind. We're very proud to present the 2019 Award for Distinguished Achievement in Spanish to Morgan Poquet. Regrettably today she is sick, but a classmate recorded that for her, so thank you.
And lastly, Ben Wong will now present the award on behalf of the Encounter Week program.
I would like to start by quoting from the students' faculty, quoting from what the students' faculty leaders wrote about her performance, student leading the St. John Service Encounter Week. She is the poster child for E-Week leadership, and we desperately hope we get the opportunity to work with her again. She is organized, clear-voiced, charismatic, and goal-oriented, and superlative comments were voiced by all faculty who had the good fortune to work with her as student leader this year. On White Mountains backpacking, she not only demonstrated strong wilderness skills by staying dry through 2 days of continuous rain, she was also instrumental in keeping the group safe and moving while we evacuated a sprained ankle injury. For Junior Leadership E-Week in the spring, she designed the curriculum, organized camping and food, and was an inspiration to younger students whom she mentored with wisdom and skill. She also worked tirelessly on the Encounter Week committee to strengthen the student leadership program, align our offerings with students' interests, and improving our systems for organizing gear. Thoughtful contributions from her and last year's award winner, Tess Ruddy, have ensured that student voices are heard and deeply embedded into the DNA of the Encounter Weeks program. I don't think many of you will be surprised by the faculty's choice for this year's Encounter Week award winner, Ella Dunkiel.
At this time, we honor 3 faculty members whose service to Vermont Common School culminates this year. The word service is key here because the demands of teaching at Vermont Common School are unlike and greatly in excess of anywhere else. I can speak firsthand on that. This is the most demanding place that you could possibly teach anywhere and the most rewarding that I've ever seen. Innovation in instruction, student engagement, and collaboration, sleeping in the yurt in January. These are just some of the starting places for being a teacher or working here. And so when one of our faculty moves on to a new life, it is of great moment for the institution. We shall not be the same without them. On behalf of your students, colleagues, and friends, Christy, Heather, and Jenna, please come forward and accept this small token of our thanks presented by faculty representative to the Board of Trustees, Mark Klein-Lucy. And please join me in giving them a resounding round of applause. Thank you, faculty. Each class at Vermont Common School has a faculty advisor who travels through the years as their so-called core group advisor. Peter Goff has served in that capacity for the class of 2019, and so we welcome him to the podium to address the candidates for graduation. Mr. Goff.
Thank you. This winter, Steve and Catherine invited me to participate in the school play, Blue Stockings. The play tells the story of the first women to attempt to earn degrees at Girton College, Cambridge University in the late 1800s. I played a particularly loathsome psychiatrist who vigorously objected to the idea of educated women. Personally, this role was interesting, as my undergraduate and graduate advisors were women, and I am happily married to an engineering professor. Ironically, my wife was attending a Women in Science meeting at the Vermont State House prior to opening night. The role was also problematic for me, given the recently announced departures of 3 academics I have enormous respect for, Jenna, Heather, and Christy. However, Steve eventually convinced me to take the role, in no small part because he promised me a lectern that I could read off of, and a hat. For the record, Steve, I had neither. Well, today, in partial apology to the family members in the audience of Blue Stockings who hissed and booed me off the stage, I seek to atone for my previous conduct. Bear with me. Gentlemen, and ladies, and the entire BCS community, the higher education of turtles. There are some young people who choose to overlook their natural slothful instincts in favor of academia. Student athletes, scientists, Blue Stockings. But the fact of the matter is this cynical modern world cannot squash the natural optimism of a flying turtle, however hard it tries. They have an infinite amount of creativity. A hiker who toils on the mountain all day hasn't the capacity to overlook natural beauty. Likewise, a historian who extends their energy exercising the brain does so at the expense of hopelessness. Our seniors' moral centers are resilient. Pressure only strengthens them, leaving them ready for leadership on a global scale. In short, the higher education of flying turtles has been vital to their development, to the family, and to the future of our society. VCS, degrees for the class of 2019.
Degrees for the class of 2019.
It's an inspiring reality.
What a reality.
It may be a pity for those of us who didn't graduate from VCS that we graduated somewhere else. But in sharing this day with today's graduates, we're a little more awesome, and it's perilous to deny it.
Seniors, welcome to the rest of your lives.
Let's not waste any time, people. We'll move straight to the crux of the matter, a subject of much current debate. The puzzling conundrum of grit. Grit meaning?
A condition of unstoppable resilience.
Indeed, a term originally coined by Rooster Cogburn. The loss of grit is characterized by what attributes?
A variety of conditions, including reflexive whining disease and snowflake syndrome, thought to be caused by pathological avoidance of challenges in search of imaginary excuses.
The tragedy of the gritless. Remedies.
Encounter weeks?
Yes.
Critical theory?
Yes.
Chem 2?
Yes.
But sir, I believe the Kardashian Instagram says that we are all perfectly unique unicorns who deserve everything we want, that only haters would expect us to work for anything.
Indeed they do. Did I invite you to stand, Fiona?
That's Captain Oldham to you?
I wasn't asking your rank. I'm not interested in your rank. Are you interrupting me in my own graduation speech?
Yes.
Are you suggesting these social media influencers who say you're powerless might be wrong about your generation? Are you an expert?
Yes.
Have you challenged yourself in the classroom, on the court, in the mountains, in foreign countries?
Yes.
Okay, they're all wrong about you then, aren't they?
Yes, sir.
VCS. These seniors have shown their grit time and again.
We are not here because we are owed anything. We are here because we have earned the right to be here.
You have, once again, demonstrated that your class has learned all we have to teach you. Thank you for setting me straight, Fiona.
What?
Oh, sorry, Captain Oldham. Well done, class of 2019. And scene.
Thank you, Mr. Goff. It is my pleasure to introduce Abby Lizotte, chosen by her peers, to offer remarks on behalf of the class of 2019. Abby.
Okay, I don't know how I'm going to live up to that one, but we'll see how it goes. All right, good afternoon. First of all, I want to congratulate the Vermont Commons class of 2019 on this accomplishment. I'm proud that I get to stand amongst this group of talented individuals. I encourage us all to take a deep breath and tell ourselves we made it throughout the day today. I first came to Vermont Commons School when I was 16 years old. I was shy, stubborn, sassy, and did not know the real meaning of unity or community. As I began my journey here, I observed the strong community from the outside, not knowing how to join in. To my surprise, I was welcomed with open arms and open hearts that encouraged me to grow among my fellow classmates. As our journey began, we were distant with one another. Although we were timid, the faculty here pushed us to be an active part of the community. It paid off every time, even if we all dreaded it, especially at community cleanup time. But it was a common feeling amongst us all. We were all very small. Our ideas were undeveloped, our thoughts were uncertain, and our place in society had been undetermined. We did not know who we were. We were little mustard seeds, tiny and unaware what changes we were about to endure, tiny and unaware how bountiful we would become. Before we sprouted, we had a lot to learn about the real world. As college prep school students, we were all very academically capable, especially Xavier. It took blood, sweat, and staying home on Friday nights to achieve this accomplishment that you all are here to honor today. With the help of our teachers and counselors, our best attributes were nourished. Our faults were not perceived as detrimental mistakes, but seen as opportunities for us to grow and learn. So even when Max had to ask his English teacher what a pineapple was, we all loved him regardless. Now look at us. We sit up here as adults who took the time to educate ourselves before we take a step into this world alone. With the help of our teachers and counselors, we now know how to love tenderly, how to express our thoughts, how to be an active part of a community, and how to determine a deceased person's time of death by the life stage of the insect inhabitants. We are flourishing. No longer seeds, we are trees. The mustard plant is actually a shrub, but for the sake of this metaphor, I'm going to keep with the trees. Each of us is authentic, and each of us is reaching high. Mari, you have grown into not only an artist who thrives in the confines of your own inspiration and interpretation, but you have become a mentor and a teacher of the arts, a skill that is desperately needed in schools. I wish you the power to educate and the power to open young eyes. Jasper, you have fed yourself so much knowledge over the years. Now you articulate your ideas so fluently. In senior memoir class this year, you wrote, "I am the gold rush, and the gold rush you will be." Caleb Morehouse, from the fields to the walls of the classroom, to the jungles of St. John, we are all proud of the person you have become. The time in St. John was precious and a time of self-growth and reflection. You are strong-willed, and it will take you far. Caleb Oliveira, over the years, there has been a shift in you that is evident in your behavior. Whether you're playing guitar around the campfire at our senior retreats or serenading strangers, we can always count on you to be unapologetically genuine. Keep singing your way through life, Caleb. Zach, you have grown into a young man with initiative. You show kindness and inclusion and are never not smiling or cracking a joke. Your light will take you far. Rosalia, you are an introverted flame. You do not shy away from expressing your thoughts anymore. You speak for what is right, and you'll scream for what is right. Your heart will lead you in the right direction. Xavier, a quiet woman with untapped potential. Your brain is your superpower. We are all proud to stand here amongst you because you are an individual whose hard work has paid off, and I'm so happy I get to witness that happen. You are soft and kind and have grown to realize that everything you say is going to sound intelligent. Even when you talk about Cereal Sam, who had the complexion of a raw chicken cutlet covered in Frosted Flakes. Macklin. I remember one of my first days at this school, you told me my food looked like throw up. Your charisma and humor always lights up every day. I'm going to miss playing ukulele and singing with you, especially when we're serenading Tanya. And I'll miss you telling me to never settle for less. Oliver. Your confidence is bursting through the roof. You have overcome copious amounts of anxiety, and it is a pleasure to watch you grow. You now have created an entire music album. You are creating art for people, making album art, and making personal art. Your creations inspire us all. Eloise. Leonardo da Vinci once said, the artist sees what only others will catch a glimpse of. You have grown to see the world through your unique looking glass. You are secure with yourself now. Your art is the essence of your soul, and everybody deserves to see it. You are strong and unstoppable. Never stop creating. Fiona. You have grown into a hardworking and intelligent woman. You have a laugh that is absolutely contagious. You are supportive, you are kind-hearted, and you care. I know that wherever your journey takes you, you will have the most colorful of birds perched on your branches, and they will watch in awe of your intuition. Cameron, the other night at our senior retreat, you said, I've gotten so much better at not caring about what anyone thinks of me. And it is evident in everything that you do, Cameron. Make your own path and always listen to your gut. Max, when you used to keep to yourself, we all wondered what was going on in that head of yours. Throughout the years, you have become a great leader and a very smart human being. Your brain capacity will take you far. Alexis, you have grown into a woman who is never a dread to be around. You're always laughing and saying very ominous phrases that make us all laugh. You wrote to me that I was a ray of sunshine at our senior retreat, and I think the exact same of you. Keep on killing it. Aiden, you are your own flame, physically and mentally. You always want to have a good, wholesome time with the class. I wish you growth on your adventures around the world, and please never eat a pickled sausage from the gas station again. Matt Furch. You have grown to care about the things that really matter, such as using your social media platform to spread awareness of the damages of plastic cups and straws. You are confident, and your confidence is carrying you into good relationships and opportunities. We're all proud of you, Matt. Keep it up. I wish you all the ability to spread the kindness, love, and unity that we learned here in everything that you do. We have been nourished, and we stand tall among our families and friends today. I wish us all the courage to move forward and to continue our paths. For some of us, that next chapter is in a different town, a different state, or a different country. It is our time to choose our own path. So here we stand with our foliage in bloom. I wish authenticity and unconditional love to every single one of us. Let us bask in the light of each other. Let us find our own paths, and most importantly, let us continue to grow. We are the class of 2019, and we're going to make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Peter and Abby. Fantastic. Before we move on to the chief purpose of the afternoon, I would like to take a brief moment to thank a few people. Special thanks go out to the volunteers who make up our Board of Trustees, that group that works diligently to sustain the school in every way, as I said, puts in more time than I can possibly imagine at this morning's morning meeting, and we are truly in their debt. And a heartfelt thanks as well to the countless parent volunteers, and I mean countless, who support our community, programs, and activities, often in the background, from sports to Model United Nations and the play, to providing an incredible field day feast yesterday and everywhere else. Faculty. For decades, you have been the heart and soul of this institution. A truly heartfelt thanks to you for your countless hours above and beyond in selfless service of educating and mentoring young people, and I hope all of you will join me in giving them a round of applause. And lastly, I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of the faculty to thank the parents and guardians of the class of 2019. I ask you at this time to stand. Sorry, we're going to embarrass you right now. Woo. For the faith and trust you gave us through this journey, we thank you. While the nature of your role as parent is shifting at this time, I recall the West African Dagbani saying, as I do at each time this year, that when a parent becomes obsolete, a culture perishes. You are not obsolete. Your need will only shift, but not go away ever. On behalf of everyone here, graduate and faculty alike, I honor you and I offer you thanks and praise. It is now time for us to take a breath and focus on these fine young people with a brief moment of silence. It is now time for us to confer diplomas on the 22nd graduating class of Vermont Common School. Assistant Head of School Jasmine Walker will ask the graduates of the class of 2019 to come forward one at a time as their faculty advisors read testimonials on the work leading to their diplomas. Chair of the Board of Trustees Kurt Schultz will join me in presenting the diplomas to the graduates, and Chance Cardamom Newstub, longtime faculty and administrative member, will assist us. Kurt, if you join Jasmine.
Heather Moore will speak on behalf of Xavier Burgett Foster.
Xavier has unabashedly embraced her inner self with fantastic outcomes for as long as we have known her. She has delighted us with her original written work since she was in middle school. Her contributions to her classes have strengthened all of her peers' experiences, and we feel lucky that she chose to spend her middle and high school years at VCS. She is an NHS member, has attended 8 Model UN conferences, and was a part of the TRI program. In 2008, she received a very competitive National Security Language Initiative for Youth Scholarship that took her to Jakarta, Indonesia. She has been a lead in our school play many times, and she even helped to direct an encounter week on innovative theater. For her senior internship and her senior project, Xavier did thorough work for both the Clemens Family Farm and the Charlotte News, respectively. Her senior project work was so outstanding that the faculty recognized it with an honors designation. Xavier has consistently and caringly gone above and beyond in all of her pursuits at Vermont Common School. Xavier will take her unique interests and exquisite mind to Yale University in the fall.
Christy Howell will speak on behalf of Matthew Furch.
Matt joined us as a 7th grader, and from his first days has been a positive force for our school. He served as the captain of the cross-country team for 2 years, winning the leadership award. Matt also played ultimate frisbee for 4 years, performing the crucial role of spirit captain, and was a frequent participant in Model UN conferences. Perhaps, though, his greatest legacy will be the record 9 biking encounter weeks that he participated in and led, totaling 1,475 miles. A friend and mentor to underclassmen, Matt was elected student body president last year, and he capped off his time at VCS by presenting the product he created for his Naturalist Certificate, a tree identification app that students can use in the Living Vermont class. For his senior project, Matt learned about commercial real estate development alongside the founders of a new Burlington co-working space. From painting the lunchroom poles to serving as our tech guru to playing Billy Sullivan in Blue Stockings, Matt has left his mark in countless ways, and his love for VCS shines through his devotion to his academics and his community spirit. He is the deserving recipient of the Starbuck Award. As late as 2 weeks ago, I overheard him teaching our 2 5th-grade students math problems in the days after he had finished his senior project and was technically done with high school. Bentley University will be his new home in the fall, where he plans to pursue his passion for business. On very rare occasions, some of our most dedicated students dig deeply into their passions and explore an area of interest with faculty mentorship and independent work at a high level of scholarship over a multi-year period. Successful completion of a series of requirements and defense of a culminating project may result in a diploma certificate of concentration. This year is the rare occasion in the history of Vermont Common School when a student has successfully completed such a naturalist certificate. Peter Goff.
I didn't win it. Matt won it. 5 years ago, 8th grade Matt Furch watched as Nora Hill was in the final stages of her naturalist certificate. He decided at that time that he was going to get a jump start on his own independent research project. More than 600 hours of work in a high school career later, Matt presented the results of his work to this year's Living Vermont class. Matt created a computer program that will be used to categorize hundreds of native animals and plants, to identify unknown species, and to build an archive of student field journals for future 7th graders. To create this system, Matt had to teach himself multiple computer languages. He learned how to build the physical components and the data manipulation and input-output methods necessary to make this tool useful in the lab and field. Matt worked with VCS middle schoolers to pilot his prototype and incorporated their work and feedback in the first generation of archived field journals. The first naturalist certificate was awarded in 2000, the year 2000. And in the more than 2 decades since, Matt becomes only the 6th student to complete the process. Congratulations, Matt.
Heather will speak on behalf of Eloise Gayette and then Rosalia Hearthstone.
Over her years at Vermont Common School, Eloise has demonstrated a wide variety of talents. Eloise is an exceptional artist. Her pencil drawings demonstrate a strong grasp of both composition and technical skill. Everyone in this community has lingered over her perfected lines and stunning perspectives. In addition, her ability to write self-possessed poetry is wise beyond her years. Her lines strike the reader, making them feel intensely. Her abilities do not end with the fine arts. She has attended 7 Model UN conferences where she always understands the complex political stage. In the sports realm, she recently won the Varsity Volleyball Commitment Award after playing varsity volleyball for 4 years. Eloise has strength of character and has consistently shown that she cares about the people around her, We all know that she will continue to take advantage of new and interesting opportunities at SCAD this fall. Rosalia Hearthstone recently let slip that she reads 1 to 2 books a day, or as she put it, roughly 700 pages. Sharp-witted and exceptionally bright, Rosalia has her own way of viewing the world and the people that reside in it. I have thoroughly enjoyed getting to know her over the course of her career here. One of my favorite conversations with Rosa detailed her dream house, which contains hidden passageways and symmetrical rooms. I recommend that you allow her to walk you through her architectural masterpiece. As she realizes the injustices of the world, she stands up to be a voice for the oceans that cannot speak or migrant children who are not being heard. Her strength is in a strong moral compass and desire to fix systems that she sees as broken. I'm excited to see how she will convert this passion into motion. Rosalia will continue her studies next year at Champlain College.
Peter Goff will speak on behalf of Zach Hines.
Zach arrived at VCS in the fall of 2013 as a 7th grader and instantly made VCS a more fun place to learn. A 3-sport varsity athlete in VCS volleyball, basketball, and ultimate, he also played varsity football at Colchester High School. Zach's quick wit and infectious smile sometimes hid a ferocious intellect. Zach has taken math for honors 4 times, doubling up on math his senior year to do so. Last year, Zach earned the math award at graduation and has clearly identified a remarkable gift for the discipline. In addition to his success in the classroom, Zach is a true Renaissance man, excelling in VCS sports as well. A captain of the basketball team this year, he also earned the Leadership Award. His contribution to the volleyball and ultimate teams cannot be overstated, particularly as a student-athlete role model and a teammate who is always willing to put team above self. A member of the VCS chapter of the National Honor Society, Zach's service to the community was on display during a trip to the U.S. Virgin Islands National Park to aid in hurricane relief. Anyone who's ever been lucky enough to have Zach on an encounter week knows firsthand how the selflessness, courage, and a sense of fun of one person can affect the whole group. Zach will be continuing his pursuit of higher mathematics at St. Michael's College, and the Purple Knights are very lucky to have included Sir Zachary the Happy into their midst.
Iwei Lin will speak on behalf of Oliver Jagger, followed by Macklin Lansbury.
Oliver has accomplished a fruitful and meaningful journey with hardworking and strong determination at VCS. It has been an honor to teach Oliver Chinese and to know him as an advisor. He engaged in classes with enthusiasm, interacted with his classmates and teachers with respect, participated in community activities and Encounter Week with great interest and focus. During our advisory morning service, Oliver was a proactive model for younger students to take up any task or request. Oliver is a talented artist. He loves arts in all different kinds: drawing, editing, music producing, and many more. He enjoyed the process and challenges of creating and producing, yet he worked very hard on every task to practice and progress for better skills. Oliver had a successful and well-done internship, during which he got a chance to hone his expertise in producing and publishing music. Meanwhile, he developed great communication, cooperation, and other significant social skills. Oliver is such a polite, respectful, and responsible student. He greets people with a big, sweet smile. He is caring and loving with his friends and classmates. He is respectful and kind to his teachers, and he has a strong sense of responsibility for himself and others. With all the knowledge, skills, and memory that he gained in this community, Oliver is going to sail his voyage to Savannah College of Art and Design. We wish you all the best as you continue to explore the arts in college and life. Congratulations. Macklin started his journey at VCS in the 8th grade. With outstanding athletic skills, creative, and sociability, he overcame challenges and braved the journey to achieve a remarkable success both academically and socially. It was fortunate to teach Macklin Chinese and have him in my advisory group. He has always been kind, generous, and respectful to his friends, teachers, and himself. His sweet, caring, and open-minded personality has won him precious friendships. Macklin worked hard to pursue his academic goal. He was passionate about learning both in class and on field trips. He presented an incredible gift and interest in the Chinese language and culture. He devoted to learn and contribute during encounter weeks. Macklin has made an outstanding achievement in his athletic career and VCS. He played every game with great energy, passion, and ambition. He was awarded the Acadian National Park Trip leader, he was the varsity volleyball co-captain, and he was also a Vermont Volleyball State All-Star. Last but not least, Macklin enriched his learning and experience by immersing himself in a great senior project in generator makerspace. The well-designed and produced climbing training board that Macklin made during his internship was very impressive, which significantly reflected his determination in digging deep for his entry and social skills to prepare himself for the new chapter. Congratulations to Macklin for his achievement at VCS and his new adventure at the University of New Hampshire. We wish you a very happy and fulfilling college and life in the future.
Ben Patrick will speak on behalf of Abigail Lizotte.
We rarely have ballerinas or mature dancers at our school. The practicing and mastery of choreography probably takes too long, and our stage and lighting would be inadequate for, say, the perfect pirouette or coordinated moonwalk. This is why we have been so fortunate over the past 3 years to be graced with Abby Lizotte, a gifted dancer who has feather-stepped her way through our hallways, inviting conversation, poetry, and creative action into all of our lives. This confidence in voice and action has grown and thrived during her tenure here. You can hear it in her voice while traveling to see friends in Santa Ana's in Lima, Peru, and you can see it in the carefully drawn lines that she renders to draw a friend's face. You can certainly read it in her prose in essays on Barbara Kingsolver's Bean Trees. Like the premise of the book, love and strength of friendship has emerged and been shared by all who grace her dancing path. Abby's creative ability as a dancer has now blossomed into exceptional creative writing skills and visual design coordination. We know that this growth of creativity will soon be shared with others while Abby explores creative avenues before attending Savannah College of Art and Design in Savannah, Georgia in a year's time. Congratulations.
Mark Klein-Lucy will speak on behalf of Alexis Marnelos.
Alexis Marnelos became a flying turtle in 9th grade, bringing with her a laser-sharp focus on hard work and academic achievement. Coming off her training as a sprinter and javelin thrower, she set the pace for her class on the 9th grade bike trip, a foreshadowing of the leadership she would provide and the standards she would set throughout her 4 years at Vermont Common School. Known for preferring a comfortable spot on the floor rather than a chair in almost any situation, Alexis is fearless in all that she does, from burly encounter weeks to classroom debates. She is known as Tigger on the volleyball court because of the uncanny speed with which she bounces back up after a dig and her refusal to concede. Her greatest passion and persistence, however, has always been in competitive horse riding. When her beloved horse suffered a debilitating foot injury during her junior year, Alexis patiently nursed it back to health, working long overtime hours to pay the bills for the horse's care. That devotion paid off this past August when she and her steed reclaimed their throne, riding to the statewide championships at the 4-H State Horse Show. For her senior project, Alexis learned the strategies of starting a new business, working with the Vermont skincare company, and this fall she will begin her studies at American University.
Peter Goff will speak on behalf of Caleb Morehouse.
Arriving in 7th grade, this golden turtle quickly established himself as a high-energy student athlete, competing at the varsity level in all 4 VCS sports, cross-country, volleyball, basketball, and ultimate, where he found his true passion, is a rare accomplishment. As a 2-year ultimate captain and participant in more than a dozen Model UN conferences, including 2 intensive summer programs, Caleb is the embodiment of a student athlete. He was recently selected to be part of a youth all-star team representing Vermont in an ultimate tournament in Wisconsin this summer. His commitment to our academic community was recognized by our chapter of the National Honor Society when he was elected chapter president. His commitment to our artistic community was demonstrated on stage during the VCS production of The Crucible. His role in our athletic community was demonstrated when he earned the commitment awards in both ultimate and cross country, as well as the ultimate award for leadership this season. His commitment to our larger community was demonstrated on a service trip to St. John and his senior project. During his senior project, Caleb worked with the Vermont Youth Council, managing a grant to improve youth rights. Caleb's senior project was so remarkable, it has earned the Rare Honors designation. Caleb will be enrolling in Clark University next fall, and our community's loss will be their gain.
Heather Moore will speak on behalf of Fiona Oldham.
Fiona has been a persistently hardworking and able student since the first day she walked through our doors. Early in her studies, she realized a passion for the Spanish language, which took her to study abroad in Spain as a sophomore, an unprecedented feat for such a young VCS student. She further used this skill as a student leader on the Peru trip. Fiona boasts 2 years as volleyball co-captain, as well as a 2-time record as a Vermont Volleyball All-Star. Because of her volleyball service, Fiona was awarded with the Volleyball Commitment Award. She is an active NHS member and has attended 5 Model UN conferences. Fiona quietly and consistently made herself invaluable to this community, trying new pursuits and often immediately leading other students toward more perfected results. Her senior project was interning at Migrant Justice in order to further their mission and to support migrant farm workers. She passed her senior project with honors, which is quite rare and should be celebrated. Fiona will continue to impress with her dedication and empathy at American University in the fall.
Mark Keegan will speak on behalf of Caleb Oliveira.
With broad interests, many talents, an active mind, and a passion for argument, over his 5 years as a VCS student, Caleb Oliveira would eagerly debate teachers and classmates on any number of topics. About the only time you wouldn't find him doing this at school was when he was away doing it instead as a delegate at one of the 6 Model UN conferences he participated in. When not busy influencing our opinions through rhetorical argument, Caleb was influencing our fashion and viral brand sensibilities as a co-founder and the business manager of the legendary end-of-the-line brand. Holder of an advanced scuba certification, Caleb has a deep love for the water, which he has displayed at VCS in a number of ways, from snorkeling on this year's St. John Big Trip to a senior project assisting the Lake Champlain Maritime Museum with their mission of teaching others about the cultural and natural heritage of Lake Champlain. The next chapter of his life includes more time on the shores of our beautiful lake, as he will attend the University of Vermont next year as a computer science major. Congratulations, Caleb.
Mark Clenlucy will speak on behalf of Max Parado, so I'll leave this tall.
Max Parado first graced the halls of Vermont Common School in 9th grade, and he dove right into all that the school has to offer. He eagerly attended his first Model United Nations conference and remained one of our most committed Munsters right through his senior year. He joined the volleyball and ultimate teams, helping to lead our varsity team this year. Max has also been a standout student for all 4 of his years as a Flying Turtle, being admitted to the National Honor Society in his sophomore year, which is a hard thing to do, and exemplifying the NHS's mission of service and community. And this is what speaks most to Max's character, his commitment to service, especially for the Earth's environment. In 10th grade, Max organized and led a small group of students to teach a series of lessons on protecting our environment to a class of local elementary school students. They loved him. Max found another passion when he traveled to our sister school in Peru earlier this year, and he found a way to return quickly, teaching music theory and lessons to students at Colegio Santa Ana as his senior project. Max will bring his love of learning to the University of Vermont Honors College this fall, and they are fortunate to have him.
Peter Goff will speak on behalf of Mari Rosenbluth.
And I promise you this is the last time you'll hear me today. It was a good day in 2016 when Mari came to VCS. An accomplished artist, Mari has always been quick to challenge herself in other ways. During her first spring at VCS, Mari traveled to Peru and got her first taste of teaching. Joining the volleyball team as a junior, Mari accepted the role as a leader to a group of younger players, something fewer older players would have been willing or able to do. In the spring of her junior year, the last research and service course at VCS was offered. Mari's ability and willingness to mentor younger students was remarkable and clearly made the class stronger. For her leadership, Mari earned the final Research and Service Award in VCS history. Acting as a player coach and teacher mentor made it clear to everyone that Mari's future was in education. While these accomplishments are remarkable, Mari's true strengths and passions are in the art studio. Mari's quick smile and patience in the studio make everyone feel comfortable and willing to take creative risks. Her skills as an individual artist are obvious and significant. However, you can see in her eyes and smile that her true passion emerges when her students learn to express themselves. Mari spent her senior project as an art educator and will follow this path to the Massachusetts College of Art and Design this fall. Congratulations.
Chance Cardamon Newstub will speak on behalf of Cameron Roy.
Cameron Roy joined us in his freshman year and quickly became known for his easy smile and laid-back demeanor. From the subways of Beijing to whitewater rivers in Maine to the deep snows of the Rockies, he has sought out rich experiences with us in all forms. Cameron first turned heads as a turtle through his participation in athletics. A 3-season varsity athlete, he's been a captain of the basketball team, as well as a Commitment Award winner for the same, and a stalwart on the ultimate team, on which he is renowned for his speed and his own penchant for picturesque diving grabs. Speaking of speed, Cameron has a particular love of all things fast, a passion which he explored through his fall internship at Brian's Auto and his senior project working on Formula 3 race cars with Momentum Motorsports. But Cameron is so much more than a speed freak flying turtle athlete. Surrounded by his brothers and sisters, as he calls his classmates, Cameron has come a long way in a short time during his journey with us, and we're deeply proud of the kind and confident young man that he has become. Cameron will take his smile and his dreams of engineering speed to UVM this fall.
Thank you, advisors. In our tradition at Vermont Commons School, we confer upon each departing senior a walking stick, symbolic of the journey each member of the class of 2019 has taken through their time here and the trail before them. We wish you a safe, yet challenging, healthy and productive, joyous and giving road ahead. Class of 2019, please stand while your advisors present you with your walking sticks. Seniors, please remain standing. All others may be seated. At this time, I hope all the faculty will stand, and before we declare the graduates have graduated, I hope we will give a rounding applause to all of the graduates and faculty and staff. Seniors, please remain standing. Others may be seated. Seniors, thank you for all you have brought us. We say goodbye knowing that you take with you the very essence of our school, our values, our spirit, and everything for which we stand. Acting on the recommendation of the faculty and with the consent of the Board of Trustees and each of you having satisfied all graduation requirements, I now declare you graduates of Vermont Commons School. Please move your tassels. After the benediction and recessional, please join us for a reception just in the floor below us. Graduates, please place your diplomas aside for a moment and recess only with your walking sticks. Afterwards, gather your parents and guardians and diplomas for a picture before joining the reception. And now time for the benediction. Today's benediction is taken from an old Irish blessing. May you always have walls for the winds, a roof for the rain, tea beside the fire, laughter to cheer you, those you love near you, and all your heart might desire. Congratulations to the class of 2019.